I have never liked the idea of women's conferences because they remind me of concerts too much, and I don't see the point of them, and they're too expensive. And I have some acquaintances that went to a women's conference a couple of years ago, and it was the lady Priscilla Schreier who came to Kansas City, and she had some other uh, speakers with her, some kind of like well known Bible teachers. And they had this little like women's conference, and these acquaintances of mine were going, and the tickets were like $70 and $80. And I just don't think that, I mean, because a conference is supposed to be like a church service, right? People should not be paying $70 and $80 or more, like the one with Sarah Jakes that just happened. I mean, those cheap tickets were like $120. So I do not think that people should be paying that type of money to go to a church service. And if someone is really a pastor, I don't think that they should even want to charge people because, I mean, the cost is, of course, very prohibitive. And I think that if you go to church, um, we've all seen a traveling pastor or a guest pastor or someone like that come in and speak. And sometimes they may take an offering, and I don't have a problem with that because, I mean, travel is an expense. I get it. But these, like, well known pastors and people like that, they don't need to take up a collection to get a Greyhound ticket back home. You know what I mean? And I just feel like if they really had a servant's heart and if they really just wanted to preach and spread the gospel, then they would just go and travel and just preach the gospel. And if travel was a concern, I mean, all these people sell books anyway. I mean, they could just like sell books or something. But it's just like really outrageous to me that these conferences cost as much as they do. And they have VIP sections, some of them, which is next level, just bizarre. I mean, this is a church service, you guys. This is a church service. So that Women's Evolve conference with Sarah Jakes, um, yeah, I mean, frankly, I don't approve, but I don't approve of these women's conferences anyway. Um, I think that they should call them something else, call them retreats, call them mini vacations, call them something else. But don't pass it off as a church service when it's really just kind of a weekend, for a lady or a group of ladies just to kind of get away and hang out. I mean, just be honest. Don't treat this like this is some sort of a church service. And a lot of people are freaking out because at the one that happened with Sarah Jakes, it was called Women Evolve. They played Boots on the Ground, and everyone had their little fans like they were on a Carnival cruise or something. And I mean, I agree with the criticism. I think that that's silly and it's inappropriate. Um, but I have problems with women's conferences. I have problems with Sarah Jakes. I don't follow her very much. I don't know a lot about her. I watched her once on YouTube, and that was enough for me. I didn't follow her father's ministry at all, so I don't have a lot to say about that simply because I did not follow him. But again, I saw him once on Instagram. I saw one of his a post that he had and an interaction that he had with a person on Instagram, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's enough for me. So yeah, I do not agree with these women's conferences at all. I do not think that pastors need to be trying to act like pop stars or anything like that. And I feel like they just need to call these retreats or call it something else. Just call it a little vacation or something like that because church is not supposed to have a cover charge, you guys, and that is what they're doing. And they are using church and a ministry was, I guess, is supposed to be a ministry, to charge people. And the one at that Sarah Jakes had, there were, gosh, I want to say fashion influencers and finance influencers. When she talked about it, she talked about women's dreams. Like it's just terrible. Like, I mean, it sounds like what this ministry had to offer has absolutely nothing that I would look for in a Christian religious service. So I don't know. That's my point of view. So thumbs down for me. I did not go to it. I would not go to it. I would not attend any kind of a conference of that nature. So it's all like that. And I want to say something about these kind of new styled mega churches. This is my belief. I believe that churches are built, these big churches are built the way that they are these days to accommodate Christian entertainers. That's why they're not really built like churches. I mean, they're just kind of built, like these big auditoriums, so that they have the infrastructure for various Christian artists and Christian speakers to come through. And, they can make money. I mean, they don't have to go and try and rent a hall or a stadium or anything like that. Even though Sarah James, hers was in a stadium in Atlanta, they just have their own little infrastructure, which is smart. But, what is it really glorifying? That's something that I kind of question. But anyway, there is that. For me, personally, women's conferences are a no. I do not see the purpose. I just feel like anytime I hear about some sort of a conference, something weird and goofy is going on. It's even worse when you have to buy tickets and the tickets cost as much as concerts. Like for that Women Evolve, I've been to a lot of concerts in my life, like various, mostly like pop, R&B, some rap concerts. I have never paid as much to go see a concert or a sporting event. I've been to a lot of those as well, as what that Sarita James Woman Evolve conference costs. I never have. And so I don't know. I don't know what to say. I think it's all a mess. And I feel like Christianity gets talked about a lot in American culture in 2025, but I feel like it's just being misused. People are just taking it and using it for political purposes. I mean, just to be influencers, which is really what I think Sarah wants to do. Sarah Jakes, she wants to be like Oprah, is what she really wants to do. So, yeah, I don't think that's a good thing. And if she's going to do that, she just needs to go ahead and do that. But just make that separation. I mean, there's nothing wrong with wanting, to be like a talk show host. There's nothing wrong with having like a women's conference. If you just want to have a conference just for, motivational speeches and maybe a little bit of like prayer or whatever. So, yeah, but I mean, there are some people on the internet that went and said that they enjoy it. From what I have seen, there's no live stream or recording of like the whole thing. So, I mean, I've only seen like little snippets, and I really try not to judge sermons by like little snippets. I try not to judge anything by little snippets, but from the little snippets that I've seen of it, I did not see anything that I found to be very spiritually nurturing. And yeah, it just looked goofy to me. And there are other criticisms that I have, but I'll keep those to myself because those really aren't all that nice. So anyway, that's all I had to say. Oh, it's not all I had to say. I knew that Women Evolve was going to be a problem when I saw the advertisement for it on Facebook. It looked like a commercial for a tour for a pop star, is what it looked like. So, it's bad news. Bye.